My name is Andrew Ang. I teach capital markets and investments, asset management, and an advanced elective called quantitative investments. My research focuses on various areas of finance. I study asset allocation and the risk and return trade-offs of various different asset prices, like stocks and bonds and alternative investments. The focus of my research is on two basic questions in finance: where I should put my money, and what is the relationship between risk and return. And to answer these questions, you really need to look at what are the determinants or drivers of asset returns. A useful analogy is the food that we eat. Food contains nutrients. It's not the food per se that gives us health. It's the nutrients in that food. And in finance, we call those nutrients factors. So factors are to asset returns what nutrients are to food. And I study what those factors are, their behavior, and how they affect asset returns. One recent research agenda that I've been currently working on, I look at municipal bonds. And municipal bonds are issued by local and state governments, along with a whole host of other tax-free entities. So a municipal bond is itself a bundle of different factors. So municipal bonds are illiquid, they have tax advantages, and there's also credit risk. So what drew me to this area of municipal bonds? Well, I think municipal finance itself is going to be an increasingly important area. We're concerned about financing government spending at all levels: federal, state, local, down to our school districts. And so that's a very important thing, and it's going to be an increasingly important area in the next few years. I teach an asset management class, and the subject of this class is how I should manage my money. And it's not only I as an individual, but I could represent a company, or I could also represent an endowment, an institution, or even a country if you're a sovereign wealth fund. So this class looks at this problem in three ways. We first understand the characteristics of the asset owner. What drives you as an investor? What are your needs? Second, going back to this idea of factors, how can I invest in different assets that meet the requirements of that investor? And that entails understanding the different factor risks and different factor returns inherent in those different asset classes. And then finally, you usually don't invest as an asset owner by yourself. You hire an intermediary. So then you have to understand the mechanics and incentives of the financial manager that you're hiring.